What is up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another riveting 10-minute talk, a 10-minute cartridge talk, your favorites, one of our favorites, and I'm with my favorites. I got Jim to my right, Mr. Ryan Muckenhern across from me. We're going to talk a little bit about the 300 PRC, Precision Rifle Cartridge. That's what that stands for. Ryan, it's got a couple of my favorite things. It's got precision rifle stuff. I like to shoot long range sometimes. And 30 cal. Let's address the coffee cup in the room real quick, though. That's still my my coffee cup that you have.
That's Mark's Yeti.
How long you had that for?
Long time.
Squatter's rights.
I was going to say, I think he's got squatter's rights on it.
We got these in Idaho, and
yeah,
long time.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
It is nice.
Let's get. Oh, what?
I was just going to say, one never buys these products. You just get them.
You're gifted, or are they just like through some sort of like
osmosis?
Yeah. Ryan, the 300 PRC, a lot of zip with this cartridge, a lot of zip behind this cartridge. It seems like it's getting
a lot
pretty
of fanfare.
popular.
A lot of fanfare. Yeah. I really like this cartridge because it's been like the first standalone case that's different than a lot of other things. So
okay.
it does.
What do you mean by that?
Well, so it's a unique case design, right? So it's similar head diameter and body diameter to what a 300 Win Mag, which we happen to have here for an example,
look at that.
Yeah.
is at the belt. It's not as giant as a RUM based case.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very well thought out case. So
it doesn't have a belt.
It does not. It's a modern case, modern shoulder profile, no belt. We don't have to rebate the rim severely to make it fit inside of stuff. Very intelligent case design. Is based off of the 375 Ruger, which is a cartridge we've talked about. Brilliant cartridge. And neck down to accept a very heavy for caliber, high BC projectile. In this case, a 212 grain ELDX from the brilliant minds at the Hornady Ammunition Company.
So, yeah, I mean, you've got a high BC, kind of long, designed for long range.
Yes.
As well as hunting. With that,
Jim, I think Jim's auditing the
cartridge
the case overall length, which is remarkably similar to that of the 300 Win Mag.
Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, we're talking millimeters, a millimeter, maybe
yeah,
difference. But
notable though is the cartridge overall length is considerably longer.
Right,
it is. So the bullet's not seated in as far; it's allowing more powder capacity. So, and what's the deal? So what's the deal with belts and not belted again? We've discussed this before, but I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm wondering to myself, why didn't they just make the 300 Win Mag like this at first?
Antiquated case technology.
Okay.
We don't need belts anymore.
Right.
We're not head spacing off of belts. They're not providing us really any more, security and safety and pressure resilience in the case design. So this is a very modern case. It's as improved and efficient as I think it could be, considering its size class. And it's a brilliant cartridge.
It's like the modern gentleman's 300 Win
Have
Mag.
Well, let me ask you this. Have we done the 300 Win Mag yet?
I don't know.
We've just talked about it a fair amount.
Because I've got some...
When we did the 300 Wisdom, we talked about it a lot.
I got some questions.
Sure.
I got some questions. We can answer that at a later
date.
Yeah. What's this thing... what's she cooking at on average?
212 at 2860. Moving. Freight train.
Yeah.
So you're pushing what the 300 Win Mag can realistically do at probably the top of its game with a bullet that heavy, and you're doing it more efficiently. And it's a better solution for very heavyweight 30 caliber projectiles.
Yeah, I mean, with a longer bullet, you can fit so much more powder behind it than you would be able to with the same bullet in the 300 Win Mag, right?
Right. It's a more efficient design in that regard, and it's exceptional. Like it has caught on. I see more 300 PRCs being talked about online as like the go-to long-range big critter cartridge, elk, moose, even mule deer. I'm seeing a lot of builders build them. I'm seeing factory rifles now coming out in them, and it's a big cartridge. It's not as giant as a RUM, but it gives nothing up to the RUM, in my opinion. I think it's a great upgrade from the 300 Win Mag ballistics, getting into that RUM Weatherby territory without some of the nuances of those two cartridges. And, in a hunting platform, I don't think you can argue with it much.
What about? I'm glad you actually compared it to the RUM, because that was going to be my question. Like, where does that fall with that cartridge? I know a good buddy of mine he built a custom 300 RUM, and then he just built a custom 300 PRC, and that's kind of like that was his, I guess, modern solution to solving the same.
He's probably going to favor the PRC.
Yeah.
For a number of different reasons, but likely because he's not having such a overboard situation as he is with the RUM. Such a big case on a RUM. A lot of powder for not really much more, if at all, any performance advantage.
Now, is like, okay, you compare the 300 PRC, which, Precision Rifle Cartridge, you can, shoot stuff a pretty long ways away with something like this. Is really the only reason somebody's getting 300 PRC versus some of these fancy 6mm and 6.5mm. Is it for hunting purposes, where the terminal ballistics of the 30 caliber bullets that you're sending down range, or
payload on target?
Right,
and
it just seems so much more comfortable. If all you want to do is ring steel at long range, then it seems so much more comfortable to just shoot a 6 or a 6.5.
Sure,
this is more. Right. More is better, Jim.
You're correct.
So think about this in an ultra long range.
I almost forgot.
Sniping application.
Yes,
that's what I was going to ask. Is there a military component here at all?
Yeah. It's a great case.
I mean, if there's
there'll be more on it.
If there's a military component to the 308 in the 300 WinMag, actually, even why not something like this?
Yeah, and I mean it's a ultra fantastic long range target round and hunting round.
Have you shot? I actually haven't shot it. Have you shot it? What's it like being behind the trigger, like when you pull it? I mean,
gun had a muzzle brake on it, so it had less felt recoil than my 300 WinMag.
Yeah,
which does not have a brake on it.
Yeah,
it was great. I mean,
we've become recoil sensitive.
I'm not.
I would say recoil
because we shot a PRS match.
Oh,
remember?
Let's not go sensitive. Let's say recoil aware.
Recoil aware.
Yeah,
I like that better.
Yeah,
we've become recoil aware. Back when I used to laugh at Scott Parks all the time for saying the 6.5 Creedmoor just had so much recoil. Yeah, well, for just hunting, I guess. But but now, after you do shoot something like that, I can't help but think, like, boy, the gun would move an awful lot.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be, it probably wouldn't be what I would shoot I guess a PRS match. I mean, those, that 6 is getting popular, and it's just this small, fast.
This is a big gun. It's a grande.
What would you have it chambered in? I'm sorry. Wait, what rifle would you get this?
If I was going to make a 300 PRC, it would be the precedence would be put on large game. Like think elk, moose, mule deer, caribou in bear country, that kind of thing. I don't know that I'll build one.
Yeah.
I think it'd be for that, but also extending your effective range for those critters too. At least in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, so I have a 300 Weatherby, so it's not actually answering any questions that my 300 Weatherby's leaving on the table. Other than I like this case design better than the 300 Weatherby. And I'm probably not going to build one. There's a very low chance. I'm going to say it's sub 10% chance of building a 300 PRC. But
so you like your 300 Weatherby enough that even though this thing's more modern, you're not going to do it.
No, it doesn't answer any questions that I have.
Well, personally though, right?
Yeah.
Because you love the big game hunt, but you generally are,
600 and in.
And I think 600 is probably a little bit generous. Not because of your capabilities, just of how you like to hunt.
Yeah. At present, there's no bullet offerings in the cartridge that I'm aware of that I like either. So it's, if I was going to build a 1 mile gun or a 2,000 yard gun or something like that, you bet it'd be a PRC.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Getting back to what you were saying, Jim, with the, the smaller bullets and things like that, are you going to get less wind drift with this bullet then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
But it's our buddy Luke Horak from Arrowhead Rifles. His 300 PRC is one of his most common builds, and he's just been snapping it up with that gun. He's very, very happy with it.
Are most of the factory loadings centered around hunting?
High BC, yes and no. So there is a hunting line, the ELDX line,
right?
A couple different offerings, and then the regular match ammo as well. So think again, high BC projectiles for both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This Precision Hunter stuff, we've even used it at like matches before.
Oh, yeah.
It's good stuff.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Was Hornady, I can't remember if you said this, were they the ones behind the PRC? I know that they have a lot.
Yep, absolutely. So
like
that is
full on.
That is the 375 Ruger, the case dimensions and everything, like where this cartridge comes from. That is their brainchild.
Their little,
I might have missed that as I was adjusting my volume earlier.
This is their little blurb. The 300 PRC is an intelligently crafted 21st century Magnum cartridge specifically designed to take advantage of long, heavy for caliber bullets capable of delivering the highest levels of accuracy and aerodynamic performance.
Wow.
Hammers.
I think it does those things.
Yes, it does.
It's pretty neat.
Yes, it is.
That's
Is it going to bump the old classic 300 Winchester off the table? I don't think so, but it's going to hurt. I think that you're going to see more and more modern rifle manufacturers chambering 300 PRC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same action length?
Yes and no. So that's a great question. So take a look here at the cartridge overall length difference. The PRC is notably longer.
Significant.
Yes. So some actions may not be able to utilize this unless there's a dramatic change to like the ejection port or like the magazine internal or detachable box magazine length. And yeah, that will be a consideration. Absolutely. It's like on a Model 70, if you're going to build a Model 70 in one of these, you have to go to an H&H length action, not just a standard.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Which with the 300 Win Mag, you could go with the standard. So my hunting partner is looking to build up a 300 PRC, and he had to go find a 375 H&H donor to do it for that internal capacity.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, it makes sense. I would think a little bit too with like with what might come with that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little extra weight or a little extra this, that. With this cartridge, you're probably not building your flyweight mountain rifle.
Probably not.
It's like less of a consideration.
You could though. I mean, some of these newer actions out there too, like these custom. I mean, they don't care as long as it fits through the ejection port. They're good to go.
Oh, okay.
And there's a magazine consideration for about everything nowadays. So anything that could be chambered in a RUM can be chambered in this.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But you could feasibly make a spectacular lightweight hunting option in this. No question about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Which factory guns are just being made in 300 PRC right now? Are there many?
A handful. Yeah.
Handful.
I mean, if you wanted to buy like a Browning X-Bolt right now, you can go down and pick one up.
Straight up.
Ready
Good
to rock
rifle.
and roll.
Look
Yeah.
at you, Mark.
Absolutely. We had one in here the other day.
Did we?
Yep. It was cool.
I like it.
Yeah. You couldn't tell it was a 300 PRC until we also had a Fierce in here the other day too, chambered in PRC.
Oh, really?
Yep. That was a nice rifle.
Cool.
Fancy.
Well, sweet.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's 300 PRC via some popular request. So there you have it. Sometimes we do actually listen to the requests out there. Many times, actually.
Oftentimes, Jim, we read the comments.
Mm-hmm.
That's where these come from.
Merry Christmas. And happy everything else. We will catch you on the next one. What do you think, Mark?
Let's wrap a bow on it, Jim. All right.
Nice one.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
Brian. Bye.